I was pretty happy and surprised with the comments, and I wrote down some on the board just so I can talk about it. Yeah, somebody said, "Hey, let's talk about some vacations." And I'm like, "Hey, well, we can talk about it." It's going to be kind of hard to really figure out where you want to go. First, you got to make sure you don't need a passport, a vaccine passport. And the other thing is, you got to make sure that the country allows you to come in without a visa. It's not as easy to say, "Hey, I'm going to go to," well, forget Europe. It's can't go to Europe, can't go to Japan. That's shut down with the whole corona. So what's that leave? Well, the old standbys: Mexico, Florida. I'm in Florida, and I don't know if in the summer I want to go to Florida. I might want to get away, go to Jersey Shore. So hopefully that's not locked down. Doesn't look like they're going to lock down. But one thing I was talking about with my lady today is what I saw yesterday was they're having trouble getting any labor for all the shore vacation spots. Like if there wasn't enough problems already. So now one of them was at Margate. Margate's getting no responses for like the hundreds of or even 1,000 people that they need to staff all the concessions and restaurants and whatever. And I could imagine that's going to be the same for all the other spots like Wildwood and all throughout LBI. It's going to be kind of interesting coming up soon if you want a vacation. You know, but I'll tell you what, we all need them. Everybody needs to let loose, get away. And you saw that in the spring, how everybody just, went nuts. And that's because you can't keep people locked down for a year and expect them to just, I guess you can, you should have the expectation, but it's not the practical reality. As you've seen, a lot of people just freaking out. What knows or who knows what the summer brings. But let me tell you, I definitely want to vacate. If you guys have any ideas, please feel free to pop it in the chat box, or hit me up on text too, because for those of you, and there was a lot of them, you guys that couldn't chat last time, just send me a text message. Okay. And awesome. People send me gifs. And also if you don't have my live my text number, hit me up on 609 310 1110. I don't want to type it up there because I don't want to go back and have to edit, being lazy. But 609 310 110, and that should come through. So anyway, let's get back to talking about vacay. I did go on a vacation early this year with my lady. We went to St. Augustine. Nice. And we caught great weather. So, we had that beautiful Florida winter. Very tolerable, very nice. We did a lot of walking around. We did some drinking, eating. It was wonderful. St. Augustine is so nice, you want to move there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, when they go there, they say that. They're like, hey, maybe we can make this work. What I like is North Florida off of I-95 probably gives me, I'm in Tampa right now. That's like 4 hours I don't have to drive when I drive up north. So, we'll put that in the top 5. Maybe retire there. But other than that, what's the usuals? The usual beaches, Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if I'm feeling Miami after what I saw a few months ago. And plus, it's just hot, man. So, hey, I remember a few summers ago, I went to Myrtle Beach. Too hot. No, not Myrtle Beach. Charleston. Too hot. So I don't think I want to go anything south of Jersey. The Jersey Shore. The casino over there now. The Showboat. There's some Las Vegas guys, casino guys. They're opening up like the biggest arcade in North America, or maybe even bigger, like, in the world, at the Showboat Casino. It's a family arcade, games and all that. As you can't really take kids into the casinos, but this one you can. So I'm looking forward to checking it out in a few weeks with my son. And then maybe, if it's all that, maybe that'll be the summer vacation spot this year. You're not far from all the beaches, and I mean, AC won't be in my top five, but who knows? Maybe this year it is. As long as we don't have any restrictions, COVID passports, and whatever other nonsense that may come up. Man, I don't know what that means. OBX. Nurse Amy, thank you. Let me know. Okay, guys. What else can we talk about? We can always come back to this. We touched on enough workers, which is going to be, hey, my favorite restaurant the other day, or it was Sunday, posted couldn't open up, no workers. Today they actually opened up, so that tells me, I think they were already closed on Monday, but that tells me that maybe Tuesday they were open or closed. This is an issue now. So now, before you go somewhere, you want to go to a restaurant, you better call ahead or check their Facebook. Outer Banks. Damn. I haven't been to the Outer Banks, man, since like 2001. No, we had our 2002. I had my firstborn. We had a firstborn. Had a wonderful time, and it took friends of ours to offer up their vacation spot, their condo that they rented had 2 bedrooms, and man, we were right there on the beach, and open it up, and there's a hot tub. I like. Let's see how affordable and available that is. But yes, that is. I haven't thought about that. Thank you, Nurse Amy. Outer Banks. So we're gonna add that to the top 3 for now. We got a list: AC, Outer Banks, and whatever else pops up, and it better be on water. Okay, got to be at the beach. So what else do we got here? Okay, and it's got to have enough workers. Now, I remember my time there. It was hard to, the places you had to go to, man, you had to get there on time before they really booked up. I haven't been there in a while. So I guess we got to add that to the prerequisites. Call up, check reservations, check their Facebook, make sure they're open, have enough workers. It's not a 2 or 3 hour wait. And you don't need a passport. Okay, but we're determined to have another vacation. I think this is the year, guys, that you have 3 vacations. That if there's any time that you splurge, that you treat yourself, that you do it now. Whatever it takes. If you got to go and, man, find a meditation spot, yoga spot, anything, this is the year that you break through and that you go ahead and treat yourself good, because you deserve it. This is the problem, that when we suffer through, push through, make it through hard times, it's insidious. Okay, you don't see the damage that it's doing to you. All right. And we had one of those years, and you're still going on. But last year was really, really bad. Okay. And probably you still had to go to work in person, or you had to work from home, or you lost your job. So you had that extra stress. But this year, you got to try hard to, it's like money, right? Pay yourself first. I know. Kids, other responsibilities, loved ones, whatever, parents. This is the year you pay yourself first. And what's that mean? Besides stowing away a little money where nobody needs to know, that means you start looking at the calendar and you got to take some time off. If you have some days at work, man, you better take a little chunk of that. Don't be one of those guys that later on is crying because you didn't get paid for the days you didn't use, while you were working, and now they either lay you off or they consolidate or whatever, or you have to move or whatever, and you don't get those days. When right now, more than any time that I can remember, it's the time to use some days if you have them. And if you don't have them, make them. Okay? And make sure it's not a week, no, like a weekend, 2 or 3 days. Make sure that it's at least a week. There was a Harvard study that I saved years ago, and they were about like, hey, you need to have no more than 10 days vacation at a time. And they had this whole brain wave study, and it showed that you get most of it at 7. You can do with 7, but optimal 10 days. And anything more than 10 days didn't really matter because you never really got more good effect from it. Of course, besides enjoying, you're still on vacation if you can afford it. But 10 days, guys. If there's any time to take 10 days, it's right now. Okay? 10 days. So remember what Dre said. 10. Yes. All right? 10 días. All right? What else? Make it 10. Make sure you make it. And then plan to take another one. Maybe not 10 days, but take a good chunky vacation later on in 4 or 5 months, guys. This is the year. And we don't even know what the next year brings. Okay? And if you want to maintain that healthy heart, work on that healthy spirit, healthy mentality, all that equals a healthy soul. Man, pay yourself first. Go get that vacay. Make it happen. And if you don't have special someone, ask a friend or go to a spot where you can make friends. Okay? 10 days away, then another single day to recover. Hell yeah. But make sure you spend 10 days of that vacation because you don't want to let the Harvard professors down. They spent a lot of hard time researching that it takes 10 days to give you full effect. Let me see what else we got. What other comments came in? Thank you, Nurse Amy, for that. Oh, I got to get a dog. Now, I was told today to wait till after the Florida summer. That kind of made sense. Kind of want a dog real soon, but I got to get the fence up. But then it's like, in Florida, what dog do I get that I don't make suffer in this heat? I'm definitely not going to get a black colored dog. It's going to have white on it. I'm assuming to reflect whatever light waves, your heat waves, ultraviolet waves. Keep it cool. Other than that, though, I don't want a little dog. I don't want to feed a big dog. So that's going to mean a nice mid-sized dog that has a good temperament. Guys, if you can help me on this, I would appreciate that. Tell me what you got or what you recommend because of what you've seen. I want to have a good top 3 list on that one. Probably going to get it from the shelter, but not necessarily. Like, I'm not, it doesn't have to be that. Our shelters are kind of full. I had somebody hit me up and tell me the other day up north, you guys are still kind of empty. Hard to get a dog. We're not having that issue down here, man. We're back to being full again. So, yeah, I need a little something running around for a lot of reasons. And I don't want to feed it too much. I don't want to get into some shortages of dog food or whatever. And it's like, hey, I got to feed a dog like 10 pounds a day or some crazy thing like that because I don't need to have a big dog. I'm the big dog in this house. So, I just need a fun dog. One that doesn't stay in the corner and is antisocial and or too mean and hard to train, and I don't need all that. Let me know what brings love to your house, okay, in the form of an animal, preferably a dog. All right. Let me see what we got next. What we got next on the board, man. I want to thank you for these ideas, guys. Let me just go right to the Chinese rocket. You guys know that there's a Chinese rocket getting ready to crash land into the Earth here. Chinese sent up a rocket last week, and they're building a space station with 11 parts, man. They're doing their own thing. China is definitely stepping up, moving up in the world, I guess, huh? And apparently the rocket booster overshot. So it released the payload, the manned capsule. No, not the manned capsule, but their space station released that, but the rocket overshot right behind it. So it's in orbit, but it's in an uncontrolled roll in orbit, which means they're not going to be able to control when it comes down and how it comes down, where it comes down. So, guys, you can Google that for more information, but this sucker is going to come down. And I think the actual rocket booster was 98 feet tall. So it's a big boy. Don't know if it's going to come down in one piece or what. But we have that on the board. So you're definitely going to hear a lot on this. I don't know if it's going to be anything like back in the late 70s when we had Skylab fall and people were buying those funny plastic helmets, Skylab protection helmets. Let's see what happens. I don't know if we'll have enough time. Plus, if we have to make them, they have to be made in China. How ironic would that be, right? Yeah. All right. So we're through with the Chinese rocket notice that I have to give you, that I feel compelled as a concerned citizen to give you. Guys, for those of you that haven't done so, hit like and subscribe. Okay, well, what we got next? Feel free to drop something in the chat box if you can chat with me or text me directly. Yo, this one we're gonna be a while on, okay? Oh, wait a minute. I got a news flash update that it may be coming down between upstate New York and New Zealand. Damn, that's like half the planet. I guess the orbit is like one of those south-north, whatever, or maybe it's going the opposite direction. No, it would be going south to north, to northwest. Wow. Shit, upstate New York. That's crazy. Yeah, that's half the planet. I'm like, okay. But that's a lot of water, though. You're right. Yo. Okay, we got to talk about the drive-through scams. All right, guys. I don't know if you noticed, things have been very funny at restaurants, especially drive-throughs. And one thing I noticed for like the past month and a half, when you go to the drive-through, usually at night, and they only take cash. Now, I remember this scam, the drive-through cash-only scam, when I worked at McDonald's in the early 90s, man. And that's when you have no shift manager or the assistant manager, or he disappears, or he just doesn't show up for work, so then you have the senior guy take over. And when you drive up to a drive-through and they tell you cash only, man, that means the nuts are running the funny farm, okay? That means they're scamming big time. Everybody's going to take a cut, all right? I remember when I worked at this place at McDonald's, man, it was insane. We had a assistant manager that would just disappear. I think he had some issues, some substance abuse issues. Forget it. They fight to get the drive-through. And then everything was cash. So if your order was $14.55, it was $10 now. You know what I mean? So that way the guy can run the cashier um, process from his pocket roll. It was insane, man. And then they come up to me like, "Yo, Dre, here's your cut," and I'd be like, "No, I don't want any of this, man." I was working the grill, and I was like, "No, I don't want any of this money." They'd be like, "Come on, man, take it, take this money," and I'd be like, "Nah, man, that's not for me." But this reminds me of going all the way back to the early '90s, man. I'm talking 30 years, and I'm seeing, which I know that's what it is these scams. Um, but what irritates me is that they hit you up and you don't have cash. You know, you look through your change thing or whatever, and you're like going, "Oh man, I'm gonna need cash." So that's twice that happened to me in the last month and a half. Scams. And then, like when it first started, they were like saying there was some internet blackouts, and it happened in a few restaurants. And when you go to those restaurants, everybody confirmed it. But then now it's been happening sporadically, sporadically at these restaurants, and they're scamming. Okay, guys, if they're asking you for cash, don't get me wrong. If you got cash, you're probably gonna get a good deal. In fact, if they ask you for cash and the order is like 15, $20, I bet you if you say 10, I got 10, I'll bet you they'll take it. That confirms it. Okay. So that's some of the scams I've been seeing. I saw one a couple of years ago where the guy was trying to overcharge you by $5. So it was 15, 14 something. It'll be like it's 19 something because he's pocketing $5. But that was a couple of years ago. Now it's we're only doing cash. Like if that wasn't bad enough, you get to a restaurant and then like this happened about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, and the drive-thru said, "Hey, we'll take your order, but we only got one guy working in the restaurants besides the cashier. So it's gonna take 25 minutes for a simple hamburger order." Like, really? And then there was a long line, and I was like, "Nah, man." And now we're seeing on the news that it's everywhere, man, that there's no workers. So, guys, get it in. Okay? Go to your favorite restaurant. You might want to confirm that it's open. Oh, man, my girl showed me a TikTok. My lady showed me a TikTok today. It was outrageous. A guy went to Taco Bell. I forgot what state, but it was on West Coast. And Taco Bell was closed, like for lunch, and it had a sign say closed Monday to Thursday, opens at 5 p.m. every night. And he was like, "What's going on, Taco Bell?" What's going on is, dude, there's nobody wants to work. You know, so this is nationwide, and then you see it in the news now every day. And I see it on Facebook. You know, these restaurants are offering bonuses just to show up to the interview. Man, 25, I swear I saw more money than that for the interview, like way more money. That's where we're at. I don't know what the summer is going to bring. No workers in the restaurants. What does that mean for hotels and the vacation spots, man? Who's going to be there to clean them? Yo, like, you know, and cleanliness is always an issue. Are they going to wash those sheets? And let's not even talk about those comforters. That's why I always just tear them right off. I don't know, man. I might be bringing my own sheets. And I've done that every now and then where I brought my own sheets, especially if I was going to stay at a cheap motel. Yeah, it's going to be sketchy summer, man. It's sketchy spring. Imagine the summer. Oh, man, who was it? Oh, when the state of Wisconsin, I read this today. They're canceling their stimulus money, not stimulus, but it's part of the stimulus that for unemployment state portion. Yeah, they're canceling it. They're like, we have too many vacancies. The governor canceled it. He said it's too many vacancies to pay people to stay home. So, I mean, I ain't trying to wish that on. I don't want to get into people's pockets, but I don't want restaurants to close down, man, for good. And I already had my favorite consignment store shut down nearby, and I love that place. You know, What was else? And I saw there's another place that I love that shut down too. So I took a couple of hits in the past week. And I don't want to see anything shut down that really won't be replaced because we don't have entrepreneurs. Hell, if people don't even want to work to go to, get up to go to work, regardless if, they're getting paid a lot to not work, whatever. My thing is when you lose these businesses that I know you love, yeah, everybody has their favorite businesses that you drive up there one day and you're like, bad enough that they might have bad service or you have to wait a while, that they make the decision to throw in the towel. They even PPP money, the forgivable loan doesn't even, entice them to stay open. So I think that is definitely one of the biggest crises, man, we have today, that businesses are just trying to say, the hell with it. First of all, they had to survive. Man, they had to survive COVID and pay rent. Dude, and guys, you know me, I'm an entrepreneur. I got businesses going on right now, but I don't have any brick and mortar, even though I've been thinking about opening up a brick and mortar. A nice little tight pizza joint, man. Take out, but this whole thing, I don't know. I don't know, man. So if you got businesses closing up, what's going to open up behind them? You have to think about that. I mean, we go to our favorite pizzeria near the house, and on a Friday, Saturday night, they stacked, super busy. But as I talked about on the last show, my Sicilian was so crappily made. They obviously probably need more workers. Maybe they can't even get them. And I can't go to any spot, any store where I don't see a help wanted sign down here. Every place is hiring. So I don't know. Let's see what this conversation is going to be like in a month or two. But man, I can't let my favorite spots. I don't want them to shut down because it's not like Jersey, guys, down here. I mean, where I'm at, there's restaurants, but there ain't, man, restaurants. Like them killer Italian joints. It just all just ethnic food, man. The variety, man, all the different kinds. You have them, but they're like fast food, more type implementations down here. And they like up north, man, Pennsy and New York and Jersey and even in Virginia, dude. I love when I drive up and down, when I have to pull off for a dinner, man, or a meal or breakfast, you don't need to go to a chain restaurant. And you better pull out Yelp, find yourself a down-home place right off the highway. And it's going to be the bomb. Straight up the bomb in Virginia, man. But we don't really have it like that down here. So, man, to even see those go down a minimal service or shut down or cut their hours, it sucks. But it means that I cook more at home. Healthier. There you go. Save money. Thieves. What was I talking about, Nursemi, that you threw in thieves? Was it talking about the scams? Yeah. If there's something else, let me know. Yeah. And the no labor closures, man. Shortages. I saw today that they rented out a NASCAR spot and they put, what was it, 30,000? It's a crazy number. What was it, 5,000? Ford F-150s that they can't sell because they don't have like the semiconductor chips. All the drive-through scams. Yeah, man. Yeah. Everybody's scamming. Man. Yeah. Ford F-150s, dude, stacked. Because they got to park them. There's so many and they can't sell them. They ain't got the chips. So they're building everything but the chip in the car. Crazy. I've never seen stuff like this. Who would have thought that? And these are cheap chips. They're like $2 chips. We're not talking some big, $1,000 Intel AMD 64-bit Athlon, whatever, $700 chips or $1,000 chips. Dude, we're talking about $2 chips that are made in Singapore. It's either Taiwan or Singapore, because they're like the only pretty much place on the planet that builds them on a large scale so cheap. But yeah, man. So that's why you're seeing also the price, and you got to be seeing this in the news by now, of used cars are going through the roof. Okay, they had a Toyota dealer, and they had Chrysler, was it? But anyway, or Chevrolet, and they were talking about, usually we have 74 pickup trucks. That's the Chevy guy. And he was like, now I got 9 for sale, and nothing coming in. Inventory is sold off. And you have to understand, guys, with the economy has kicked up a lot, and with the severe increase in home construction, everybody wants a home now. A year ago, you would have got the home 40% cheaper. I know that because I was looking at buying some investment houses, man, and it was trying to spiral out of control around September, because I'm thinking the season's over. I can get in and snap up a couple of cheapies. Nah, because now everybody was just starting to get in there and make up for the time that they lost. And plus, you just have a lot of millennials. They're just pairing off now. Now they want to have families and they want to buy that first house. So it's a combination of a few events, and I wasn't comfortable paying whatever they were asking. Of course, today, if I could do it again, of course I would have snapped 1 or 2 of them up, because the prices are insane, man. From last year, you've seen 25% or more increases. I'm seeing them. I don't believe what the media says. I know, because I've been looking at these properties. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Shortages. Chicken wing shortage. Yeah. Now they're saying it's going to be a general all chicken parts shortage. Wow, man, so many other chlorine. I went to the pool place today, and a 40-pound bucket of chlorine tablets. They're like this. You put 3 or 4 of them in your pool in this little floater thing. Last year, I paid $80-something for a 40-pound bucket. Today, it was I didn't pay. I paid $80-something. Today, it was $135. So literally, it was over $50 more than what I paid last May. It's been a year, and I bought such a big bucket because I thought we were going to have the shortages last summer. And then they had that big chlorine plant fire in Texas or Louisiana and took out like most of the nation's supply. So if you got a swimming pool, go get your chlorine now, just in case. Okay. That's another shortage. Chicken wings, chlorine, cars, new cars, because they don't get the $2 chips. Man, but it was a whole list of shortages that every day you're seeing it, and you're going, okay. And they're talking about the beef ones coming up, because they had to kill all these cows and chickens and other animals last year during COVID. Remember when they couldn't get those animals to market? They couldn't get them to the processing plant. And then even if they could get to the processing plant, there weren't enough processors because of COVID. They were getting shut down like crazy. And then they had to kill most of those animals. And now, insane. What else? What other shortages we got, guys? Hey, man, so that doesn't mean you run out like toilet paper to get this stuff, man. Just, bogart a whole bunch of it. Just keep an eye on it, Maybe look closely on how you use things. Look, the amount of chlorine I'm using now has dropped probably by half, because I've gotten better at it, like really skimping on it and just learning to finesse it. So, and that's probably pretty much of everything else. You just got to keep an eye on it, that these are not the same times they were 2 years ago, you know. But hey, you still got to live life. What else we got, guys? We got a couple more things on the board, and then I'm going to call it quits because I do want to have a Cinco de Mayo beer, at least one. So we got shortages. No, okay. TikTok fads. We're gonna finish off with this one. I love TikTok, guys, and I really tried for a whole year. I did for a whole year. I didn't look at it because I knew it was gonna eat up a lot of my time, and I had a lot of work to put in last year for a few reasons, different things. But TikTok, yo, I love TikTok. But the funny thing is, man, that it's not just entertaining. I'm learning so much on TikTok. I can't believe, and that's owned by a Chinese company. Yo, go figure. Man, I never thought that a Chinese company would make something in media that would make me that interested, that could be addicted to it practically. And man, and that's an AI, it's an artificial intelligence backed product. That's how it learns so much about you, what you like, and it throws that in front of you. But I'm just shocked, and I never saw this coming, was the educational part. I'm really learning a lot of things on TikTok. Go figure. But it's stuff that I don't think you could have told me. Like, like I would need to know, or that I didn't already know. Things in negotiation, how to fix things. Like today, I ordered a couple new air cleaner thingamajigs for my car to swap out, put a new air cleaner pad filter. And the guy, he was a young guy, man. He freaking opened up the glove department box, squeezed it, took it out. He was like, open up this flap, pull it out. And I was like, yo, is that easy? Because that's like $150 job or more at the car place. Man, we put in a new one, put the glove compartment, you're done. Brand new filter. I went on Amazon this afternoon and I got filters for both my cars. And I think I spent $26 for brand new filters. One was 16, one was 10. I was like, are you kidding me? This is, man. So, man, I love TikTok for things like that. Around the house. I really love the vehicle things because, I'm trying not to spend that much money every time I go to the dealership. They want to get you on stuff that's not in coverage. Man, and what else? Dude, it's just so much. So much. Man, even the computer stuff, which shocks me. And I'm learning. I'll never tell my kids, don't look at TikTok. I'll tell them, stop gaming so much. Cut back on this. And I do tell them that. Cut back on that. But really, from my feed, and I don't know what what a 15-year-old boy or 18-year-old 19-year-old young lady would look at, that the AI feed on TikTok would serve them. Maybe mine might be more instructional, more how to do. But I love it. I freaking love TikTok. I think, I could see how they may shut it down or something, because how they threatened to do it about a half a year ago, 8 months ago. And there'll be knockoffs. But I think the whole model of learning, man, is definitely underrated. I look at that and the way kids have suffered in online schools and all this stuff during COVID. I'm going, I don't know. Something like, it's like, this is the Reese's and this is the milk chocolate, man. We need to make it's the peanut butter, it's the milk chocolate. We need to make something fantastic out of both of them. Not so much TikTok, but the model. Because I'm that impressed with the learning. Of course, I'm not looking at it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day, but maybe they don't need to go to school that long. But guys, let me see what we got for comments. I'm sorry, I'm just chatting here. Oh yeah, as I touched on this the other day, they're charging more for food items. Really for everything now, since we talked about the chlorine food tablets. and but they're shrinking the package. So I'm going to touch on that again because I went to a supermarket yesterday and I'm like, yep, here we go, more stuff, 25% less. So guys, they may not be raising the prices, but they are raising the cost to you directly or indirectly by 25%. So I don't want to hear this crap about 2%, 3% inflation when I'm seeing every single time. And it's just a matter because it's more products that I purchase. So once they get rid of the old stock, you see it. Then they got the new packaging is shrinking. They may have the same price or they're charging more. And some are actually have the audacity to charge more and shrink the package. I'm still doing that boycott thing on most of those things. Okay. Unless I really, really love it. And you know what? It's not nothing that I really, really, really love anymore when it comes to food. There's always something else I can hit for a while. Hell, man, what is it? That Italian gelato talenti or whatever. I ran across at Sprout Markets. They were discontinuing them. It was Monday morning. They must have just put the sticker up. So, they're a little pricey. They charge $5.99. You usually sometimes get it on sale for $4.99 or even cheaper at the regular supermarkets. They had them for 99 cents. $5 off. I bought 7 butter pecans and 2 chocolate chip raspberry. Yeah, I loaded up for the summer. I'm like, okay, that's the right price for me. Yeah. So that's because they're discontinuing. I went there today. They didn't have anything discontinued. It was all at $5.99 or more. But that's how you gotta be, Now I learned that I was always like that, buying on sale. But man, in fire department, kind of like now in my first engine company, they drilled that into my head. Like, we buy what's on sale. We only eat what's on sale, And that was okay. I had a captain who people had stories about. He didn't even want to go to the supermarket. And we hated that. We hated when we were like, hey, Cap, we're going to run over to Pathmark, which was the supermarket that was open. It's no longer in existence. And he was like, or one of the smaller markets. He was like, nah, we don't need to. I'm going to cook dinner. And we were like, oh, he's a Sicilian guy. Supposedly this was a reason for this. Man, he would go in the fridge. He would see a half head of lettuce, still kind of decent. He would, he always had like pasta in the locker. And yeah, there you go. That was dinner. And then you go, wait a minute, what do you mean? He'll make a little salad out of the lettuce. Maybe there'd be an onion. Maybe he might have an onion. And then he's like, hey, what do you call it? The Mediterranean diet. Maybe there may be a tomato. He may send us out to go to the corner store to get a tomato. So there goes your salad. And of course, your pasta dish. Pasta with olive oil. There you go. Man, guys will volunteer to cook. No, I'll cook. Which normally at most firehouses you have a designated cook, a guy who cooks all the time. But when you worked with him, everybody volunteered to cook so you can buy something and not have to, whatever, man. But the guy was super healthy. The guy was a stud, man. When he retired, he was in great shape. He would get on that treadmill and run it. He was 50-something years old, man, and running like a maniac. So he was in fantastic shape. So there's something to be said for that Mediterranean diet. And, and it just teaches you, man. Yeah, you get what's on sale. But if you don't have anything, you got something. Shit, you got $1 box of pasta. You got a little lettuce or something. You can make a salad. That's a meal, man. Suck it up. Olive oil is the key. So I have like 2.5 big bottles of the best olive oil I can buy. It's something that I learned from him and that I ingrained in my head. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm prepared for hard times. But you know what, though? If it gets that hard where there's riots again, like a year ago at the supermarkets and everything's gone, I got $1 box of organic pasta that I bought on sale, because when it's on sale, the organic stuff, I load up, guys. And I got the best Mediterranean olive oils that will last me for at least a year if I had to use that stuff almost every day. There you go. I got my compost bin in the back, which I just loaded up right before. I made a nice, beautiful Mexican meal, Mexican-ish meal. And I took my remains, the veggie stuff that's remains, put them in a compost bin. That sucker is about 2/3 full, so I need to churn it tomorrow. Turn it inside out, whatever you do, because we're gonna have that garden, man. Gotta have that victory garden. That's a term from World War II, I think. You know what I mean? When food was hard to get here because they were sending everything to the troops overseas, and there was a lot of rationing. Well, we got, so I'm on that slow plan to make that soil from the compost for some raised bed gardens. So, we're working on our plan. It's in effect. And as you know, all I need is lettuce. All I need is lettuce. And we good. Man, the things you pick up from people, man, that's what makes life wonderful. And that's a big reason also why I'm here with you guys, man. I hope maybe you pick up a little something from me. And as time goes on, because I'm going to keep doing this, guys, I'm actually going to add a couple other channels, because I'm figuring this thing out and I really like it. And I think this is a good way for me to help you. Yeesh. Love you, bro. Thinking about you earlier, man. Thinking about you earlier, bro. Here's a cat that just texted me, man. And when I think of him, besides a man who always had my back as a firefighter, always had my back. There's no such thing as this man not 100% backing you, not just on the fire scene, but in life, bro. And all the other little struggles, man. And I was thinking about you. And I think about you often, bro. So I'm so happy that you chimed in right here, man. You're one of the very few cats ever to check me, challenge me, man. So when I try to pull some nonsense, some BS, say something, trying to sound smart, whatever, man, the stupid stuff you do when you're much younger, my brother always, not always, but, politely, because he's got some mad wisdom. He's got a mad emotional IQ, man. He would go, nah, it was this and this. And I'd be like, damn, dude. I won't say it to him, but I'd be like, you busted me. But respect. So I'm glad I'm actually able to say that to you, man. And that's just one of so many little things, man, that you learn about people, and along with all the little pieces of knowledge, man, that I had the luxury, the privilege to be in position to get, and hopefully people got some from me on that, and that's just a big driver, guys, of why I'm here. I'm figuring this out, now this is going to be a permanent thing. I don't know if it's going to be because Crash Tribe may be another channel. I don't think it's going to be what we're doing here. So I'll always be under my name or something, but I'm definitely spinning off other channels, man, just because whatever I'm doing is showing me a lot of promise. And this YouTube thing, it's no joke, man. It's got legs. It really ties into the marketing agency that I have, little tiny joint that I spun up earlier this year. And I really love all this stuff, man. And it's starting to really fit together. But at the end of the day, man, I got to connect with you guys. It's what drives me. And, being as we all have been with this COVID stuff the past year, I know there's been a lot of loneliness. It's kept us away from the people or the places that we connect with, to people. And that's the biggest crime of COVID and the lockdowns, And I wish I started this 6 or 7, months ago, or 8 months ago, because I actually thought of it. But, like I said, last year I had some challenges, some other issues. And it's a joy. And my lady will tell you, man, that my joy has been increasing every day. Maybe it's because we're getting through COVID a bit and I'm more comfortable with the situation. and that I'm still alive, right? And that our loved ones, most of them, are still alive, And I'm hoping that this has toughened us, made us stronger. So now, whatever nonsense gets thrown at us, man, we can just ride right through it and understand this channel, as you see in the description. It's about the wisdom of crowds. It's a fantastic book, guys. Came out like 10 and 12 years ago, 15 years ago. And it's so true. You put a lot of people together and you can pretty much get the solution from them that you're looking for. The wisdom of crowds. You might want to Google that, look at some YouTubes on it. It's so freaking cool. And the other principle that I found this channel on is only the paranoid survive. And it's true. So anyway, man, yeah, only the paranoid survive. That's something that I definitely will cover, like my military career and my fire department career, and growing up in the hoodie hood and keeping connections with the hoodie hood. Is, you better stay paranoid, man. You better always be looking around. But you don't forget to love, but don't get suckered in by it. You know what I mean? Because people will use you if they see your tendencies. You know what I mean? But hell, man, just grow stronger and don't be afraid to show that love. And stay paranoid. Hey guys, I'm gonna leave it here. All right. I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for the text messages. I love the fact that you guys have been hitting this stuff on the replay and sending me messages. Continue to do so. I'm gonna probably then it'll be a week from now on Wednesday, unless I hear from you guys. You want a different time. I'm worried about starting it later because I don't want to lose many of you guys, but I'm trying to bring in my my West Coast brothers who and sisters who want to connect, but it's too early for them. But they got the replay, but they really want to get involved. So like in chat. So let me know if this time doesn't work for you, okay? And we're gonna do it again next Wednesday, 7:30. If you have any topics you want to talk about, let me know ahead of time, okay? And if not, you will do what we did today. Thank you. God bless you. Love you guys. And we'll see you soon.